Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Indian Gaming Corp's Mythic Showdown. And we're gonna be heading today not to some intense matches, and instead we're gonna be having the
Live
live
draw.
draws. Yes, wow, you completed for me. We read each other's thoughts. That's pretty great, isn't
Yes,
it?
sir. Definitely. And with that, most of the teams, not most, I mean, come on, three to four teams have already eliminated, as you guys already know who are there. I mean, we will be coming back to that. But again, there are few teams who are still left to qualify for the playoffs. And I'm interested to see which of the teams will be making it. As of now, we do have the 2-2 bracket. Am I correct about that, Ray?
Absolutely, this is gonna be the last round of the Swiss stages. And hey, if you feel tired and you feel like, hey, this Swiss stage is so long, then yeah, this is the last. So you'd be happy. But yeah, that's exactly how it actually goes. We need 3 pointers for the qualifiers, and of course, the teams that can get 3 pointers, only they can obviously get to it. Already, a few teams have joined the qualifiers of the playoff
Yes,
stages, and we're going to be seeing the action brewing quite soon after this last round of Swiss, which is only going to be 2 days because we don't have that many teams left. After all, we've already eliminated the most of them. I mean, we didn't. The competition did. I'm acting like I did, but hey, overall, it's a really exciting. It's really great tournament so far that
yeah.
we have been seeing. But overall, yeah, let's address obviously give our hearts to the teams that have been eliminated out of this competition because the Swiss stages have been so brutal. And anyways, the list is peak to plummet. The team that I was supporting, which is insane, isn't it?
Oh my.
Mim, which feels a little bit sad, but it's a competition, and they unfortunately were not up to the level this time around. Other teams got ahead of them. Then we have In Heaven, one of the wildcard teams that stuck around to the Swiss stages but could not finish it. Then we have Divine Regime. This obviously breaks my heart because we had Romcom and Brendan coming on this podcast, having a little bit of a fun time. But unfortunately, it looks like they will. It actually puts things into perspective. They were confident. They had the courage, but obviously they need more practice. They need more improvement, and I hope they can become stronger and come back the next time. Then we have Lafukabi, one of the favorites. Zozo, despite obviously being the goat he is, he can't carry all alone, right? But yeah, next time hopefully they can come back strong. After all, this is a new team. They made a new team,
Yeah.
and we had the podcast, and if you aren't aware, Zozo actually made this new team and decided he would just carry on the legacy of Lafukabi forward. After all, Lafukabi is already registered, so why not continue on? Full new team, no old members, but still he was able to persist. But unfortunately, the flame died down, and I hope next time this flame can shine brighter. And then the last team is Step Bros. Unfortunately, they faced Zohunt, if I'm not wrong, right? Yep, they faced Zohunt.
Yeah, correct.
And Zohunt, as usual, came out on top. Honestly, makes sense why the number one Mizo team. But hey, we are
That's true.
here for the last Swiss teams. And Pichi, you want to read them out loud? The last rounds of the Swiss.
Oh, okay. So we do have of six teams left that would be who are in the 2-2 bracket as of now. That means if they win the next round, 1 point will be added to them and they will be qualified for the playoffs. So that the teams are team special grade. Interestingly enough, the underdogs are here. I am, not exactly like an underdog, but they are the black horses of Mythic Showdown, definitely. Even though the meta changed drastically, just between them, they were able to grasp it so quickly, which I really liked. The next team is Team IGN, one of the powerhouses right here in India right now, are yet to qualify for 1 pointer. So let's see this time around if they are going in, because this is one of the teams who are in the elite leaderboards as of now, and they are aiming for the mythic leaderboard. The It's all about the next round, how they are going about. And the next team is Anarchy. It's just a little rebrand of Team Eliminators with a little bit of a new members coming in. So in the 2-2 brackets, 1 pointer still left. Ryuga Esports, one of the teams I am supporting. Yesterday they just had a match and they won it up. So one more point left for them. Next would be Untitled as well. Okay, this is the team who went against Divine Regime. Am I correct about that?
Absolutely, they kicked them out of the
Yeah,
competition, which is a massive feat. Untitled, they are showing up to be one of the stronger teams. Special Grade and Untitled, honestly, are exceeding expectations of a lot of
yeah,
people. A lot of
yeah.
people were looking down on them, but yeah, they have proven themselves to be the superior one because they're still stuck around on the competition, which is a big feat considering they have been like. Untitled is a wildcard team, and they
Yeah.
stuck around, and just like Ryuga, and so they are really catching up. And I would love to see them face against in the playoff too. Then we
You
have
know,
the
wait.
yes, Gucci.
To move on, I'm gonna make a petition. I want to see Daki on the Selena. I am going to see that next. I'm just gonna make everyone sign it.
And no need petition. Just go to Daki's house, Peachy, and tell her, make her click the Selena yourself. Like, drag her hand over that button. Like, yo, girl, click this mage. What is wrong with you? I want to see you play Selena. Yeah. So overall, uh, definitely. But anyways, if you're curious, the teams that have already made it to the
Yeah.
playoff stages, ladies and gentlemen. LCF and Tartarus were the first ones to race to the course and get into the playoff. And then Armageddon and Daku Sena joined in soon. And then finally, Maf came in a little bit late to the party, but they are here before the others. So these teams have proven themselves to be stronger than the others. So let's go to spin the wheel, and we can see the last round of the Swiss stage. We have already shuffled the cards, and Peachy, just go for the call because ladies first, right?
Oh, thank you. And with that, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. Let's see who the first team is. Spin it up.
I think it's gonna be
Enaki? Nah,
nah,
it's
IGN.
nice.
We were talking about IGN.
Yeah.
One of our co-caster was talking about IGN, and looks like it's gonna be IGN.
Yep.
Let's shuffle again. Shuffle the
You know,
deck.
I want to see IGN versus Anarchy. That would be a challenge for Anarchy, though. So
I
let's
feel
see.
like
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's 50-50. Yeah, I feel like it's 50-50. You're right. Let's shuffle the big deck, right? The
Oh,
big
yes.
deck of teams. And right now, let's Peachy obviously say the word.
Oh, spin it up. Let's go. What are
Sp-
we talking about? Oh,
Oh, rematch,
oh.
rematch. These two teams looks like they are right. Johnny Dushman. How do they keep matching up against each other like so much from Federark to Mythic Showdown? This is time for IGN to prove themselves, but Special Grade is looking good in a good spot. So it's gonna be an interesting one. First match of this last round of the Swiss stage, it's gonna be IGN versus Special Grade. So let's
Yeah.
shuffle. Actually, we can't shuffle technically because it's just four. They're
I
gonna
mean,
be remaining
yeah.
the same. But yeah, for the formalities, Peachy, say the word.
I want to see Anarchy and Untitled. They are on the same color this time. Not about the matchup, only the color.
Okay, let's spin it, boy. And we
Oh,
get
close.
nah.
Very close. Yep,
It's
I
gonna be
got my
Zohunt.
message that I can't gamble today. I mean on gacha games, okay?
Yeah, don't gamble, guys, in real life. But yeah, we got last three teams. We don't exactly need
Oh.
to shuffle because yeah, let's just PJ call the name.
Let's go, let's go. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And which team though? I mean, again, Sohunt, Ryuga Esports. I want to see them going against them.
Nah, it's
But it
gonna
is
be
not. Okay.
UT Untitled.
Untitled. It's going to be a challenge for them as well. Interestingly enough, they'll have to for Untitled they'll have to come up with a new strategy this time. Zohan loves to play those damage kind of a game hero, and Untitled also loves to. But somewhere along the like the second match and all, Untitled do switch it up to tankiness. I don't know why it happens, but it's just a strategy for them. But so yep, that's about it for Untitled. But Zohan though. Oh, okay. For the formalities, let's just give Rayuga Esports as well as Anaki the moment to have the spin as well,
Look
and
at
it's
how
going to be
close.
Rayuga first.
Look at how close Anarchy was from being the first. But
Yeah.
yeah, looks like the last stage of the Swiss is gonna be Anarchy versus Ryuga over here. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it for the last round of Swiss stages. Last three matches, and the last three qualifiers. Basically, after all, we got 5 teams in the qualifiers in the playoffs, and right now we're getting the last 8 teams. Obviously, make it into the knockout stages where we will have best of 5 series, and it's gonna get even more intense and a little bit more challenging. It will test your endurance, your tenacity, how long you can persist, because imagine that day in the elimination round we had 22 minutes game back to back, right? And right now it's a best of 5 series. If you're pushing all 5, that is very long. And if they're ready, I mean, even if they're ready, they have to make sure they have the stamina to make sure, right, Peachy? Especially in this heat. Like, I'm not trying to like say like, oh, these teams are, what do you say, are better or anything, but I'm just saying, like in winter tournaments, like even if you're playing a BO7, it's a little bit easier, because it's cold. You can be in the comfort of your blankets, like be wrapped in your jacket and stuff, be
Yeah.
very comfortable, and you can play the game peacefully. Yeah, it can be shivering cold, I guess, in your place, but hey, I think inside your home it's always going to be more warm. But heat, how do you combat the heat? I feel especially bad for the states that are like players, for the states that are in basically like hot places. Like me, I am struggling to just survive every day because I can't go to nap without sweating my
I
whole
totally
body.
like
Yeah.
it gets irritating for like after a few minutes, when you're sitting in the heat. You'll have to constantly go have a bath, try to cool yourself down. You can't even eat spicy. That just amps up the heat a lot. It's just too irritating.
Absolutely. I give kudos to the teams that are gonna be boiling in heat, like
Yeah.
the teams from Mumbai and stuff, and the teams from obviously who are playing from hot states. I wish them the best because honestly, okay, Mikey, I see you play while being inside the fridge. I think I think a lot of us do that. ML players, BGMI players, they all can relate putting the phone in the refrigerator to let it cool down because I think that's a Indian experience. I can tell you,
Yeah.
Indian experience for sure because of how hot it gets in the summer. And the tournament is in the midst of in the beginning of July, so I can't even expect how hot it can get. But overall, wishing the best to these teams, and let me just do a little bit recap, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Mythic Showdown, and we're going to be heading to the last Swiss stages, and we're getting eliminated. Teams are Peak to Plummet, In Heaven, Divine Regime, La Fokabi, and Step Bros. We're wishing them the best, and I hope they can come back stronger in more tournaments and in more future IGC ones as well. And then we have the matchup. The matchups are going to be IGN versus Special Grade, a rematch and revenge for IGN to take. Zohan versus Untitled, and Anarchy versus Raviga. Only 3 matches, 3 eliminated, and 3 will join the playoff stages. And the teams that have already on the knockout stages: LCF, Tartarus first to the race, Armageddon, Dakusena joining the second, Maf being the third one, and right now they wait for the last 3 to get the top 8 teams in Mythic Showdown Season 1. And ladies and gentlemen, that was it for this live draws session that we had. Of course, tonight we didn't get to have camera because
I'm
for
sorry about.
Vin, no,
I'm
no.
I'm sick.
Why would you say that? It's me. Okay,
Yeah.
women are never at fault, guys. Always remember that. As a man, take accountability. just, I'm just messing around. But yeah, thank you for everybody who tuned in just to see the live draws. This is a formality that we like to have for transparency, to make sure to let the teams know that the draws are random based on luck. and obviously to give more fairness to the competition. And yeah, it's definitely all my fault we didn't do camera today. But hey, thank you for everybody who tuned in. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be seeing you from tomorrow. We're going to be seeing the last round of Swiss stages, and we're going to kick things off immediately with that IGN versus special grade match with the Zohan versus Untitled One. So we have a lot of things in store. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at Indian Gaming Corps at 7:30 p.m. to catch the glimpse of the last three teams that will qualify for the playoffs. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and good night from me and Peachy.
Yes, sir. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye bye.